All right. How is everybody doing? This is L.A.Kendrick with another tale from the vault. You dare. If I can get that together. That, my friends, is the globe Venus. I love those things. They work without any batteries or anything like that. Usually solar energy is what runs them, or just a light source. But again, make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe, because again, it's always a good thing to support the work. And what we're doing is I'm just trying to basically give back to those of you guys that support the work that I do as far as my book publishing and things along those lines. Again, I'm a published writer, author. And believe it or not, no matter how bad I butcher these words sometimes, when I do a speaking engagement, trust me, my words are on point because I have time to prep for those things. And a lot of times I'm just doing this on the fly by the seat of my pants. So, again, live and unedited, I want to share a story or part of a chapter with you guys. Real brief, real quick. So, as I like to say, the party don't start till you walk in. And now that you're here, let's begin. It's kind of a creepy little story. And it starts off in chapter 1. So, this is a 10-year-old at the time speaking about what him and his mom had gone through. And pretty strange how it went down, but you guys, tell me what you think. So let's go. Well, I will start off by telling you from a kid's point of view about the weird and creepy quality things that freak us out. Hey, they even used to freak you out, all of you adults. I was about 8, and my mom and I were headed home for a night of pizza grubbing and watching horror movies. My dad was away on a road trip. Now, for some strange reason, Mom took a wrong turn. I was in the back seat reading a good, scary book. I was way into the whole Mothman, werewolf, zombie thing. I always wondered if they were real. When I noticed it got a bit foggy on the road, the tire blew out or something. My mom was really upset. Good thing he had recently shown her how to change the tire. I tried to get out and help, but she said get back into the car. The strange thing is that she had a puzzled look on her face and kept looking around, I guess to make sure everything was safe. Well, as safe as it could be. You could only see a few feet in front of your face. Mom was working pretty fast, and I felt the car lifting over to the left a little. I felt bad not helping. My dad always told me to help ladies, and especially Mom. Felt like I was letting him down. But I had to respect my mom. Talking back was never tolerated in my household. She had the towel on. I could see her wipe her forehead, and my dog Roscoe started growling and looking towards the back of the car. My mother looking back too much, straining hard to peer through the fog. I looked back over the seat asking Roscoe what was wrong, when suddenly a high-pitched screech broke through the fog. It was spooky, and I peeked over the back seat and could see something moving back and forth in the fog. I yelled at my mother to get in the car. As I quickly opened the door, Roscoe streaked out of the car as if going to protect my mother. He stood by her side growling and barking. Again, I tried to get out with the Little League Slugger aluminum bat that my mother keeps in her car. She said it's for protection. Again, she said stay in the car. But this time she seemed angry as she looked at me. In a blink, she was knocked down and screaming, but Roscoe was in the mix, fighting really hard as the door slammed shut on me. Well, this time I was not staying put. That's my mom out there fighting for her life. She crawled back to the back of the car as Roscoe bought her a little time. I could barely see the thing, but I hit it in the head as hard as I could. It yelled out, turned and looked at me, its eyes glowing yellow. Roscoe again was on that thing. Roscoe was a big Great Dane and very mean when it came to my family. It knocked Roscoe off. After I saw this, I ran to my mother. This thing crawled under the car. I pulled my mother out from under the car as it came down, as it came to get us. but Mom pepper sprayed it. Boy, the noise it made. We got off from under the car, and it continued to follow. As soon as it got close, I kicked the car jack, and the car came crashing down on it. It was pinned and screaming. Roscoe tore into it again. I got the spare gas can we keep in the car. As the thing tore apart, tore apart, whatever part of it was pinned. It stood up and Roscoe tackled it, knocking it down. Wasn't much gas in the can, but I threw it on the thing. I grabbed one of the road flares my mom had put out while she was changing the tire. I called Roscoe off and threw the flare on the creature. It was setting ablaze. It was really trying to get the fire off of it, but it took off into the fog, yelling in pain as well. My mom quickly grabbed me by the arm and jumped into the car. She yelled to Roscoe. He jumped in and she drove off very fast. She didn't even bother to pick up the tire jack. I looked out the back window, but all I could see was the fire as it slowly faded into the fog as we got away. Mom cried all the way home as Roscoe licked her face. Seemed like he was trying to tell her it was going to be okay. I was scared, angry, and curious about what that thing was, and had my question about if monsters were real. Yep, they really are. Well, that was about 3 years ago, and yep, I still love horror movies, even at the ripe old age of 12. At least I'll be 12 in a few weeks. There's got to be something that can help me figure that thing out. I've searched the internet, but Mom has this child block stuff on, so I don't get to get any grown-up stuff. So I don't get to get into any grown-up stuff. So I don't get into any grown-up stuff. Sometimes though, when my dad's away so much, I really do feel like the man of the house. He leaves a bunch of good books around for me to read. He likes me to challenge my mind. Now here I am at Tubman Middle School, about to go to class. We had this bully named Dexter. He loves beating up scared little guys. What I don't get is why they don't stand up for themselves. They want someone to do it for them? Well, that won't be me. That won't be me he'll beat on. Glad my dad taught me how to stand up for myself. He's got a kid now punching him on the ground. I guess I should break it up since no one else is trying. They just keep chanting the famous fight, fight, fight. Poor Sterling. Well, here goes. Oh, by the way, I'm Sidell Johnson. And this, my friends, is what I believe my dad means when he says bullies have their benefits. Okay, so that is chapter 1 of my first 10 and up novel, The Benefits of a Bully. And I wrote this with some of the things that I, experienced and liked to see when I was coming up. Spooky stuff, scary stuff. And again, I think that's what the cover looks like. If you guys can see that, that's the cover. That's what the cover looks like. But again, you guys grab a copy. It's pretty good. It's really good, actually. And I just, part 2 is also out. It's called The Onyx-Eyed Kids. And I'm working on the 3rd book, and it's practically finished as well. But, strong family morals, ethics, with that Scooby-Doo, Avatar, Martin mystery. It's got that vibe. And it's really a good story, like I said. So what do you guys think about that chapter? Would you dare want to be caught out there like that in the middle of the night changing a tire in something unknown, spooky, and you're a kid trying to figure that thing out? And again, when you read the novels, remember, these guys are talking like young people talk when they're young, and they're, you know how the slang is, and they're trying to sound hip. That's how young people talk. Especially when they get around each other. You know how we did when we were younger? We talked a certain way. We had a certain language when we talked to each other, not like adults. And that's what this book is targeting on, and got a lot of science and just incredibly good stuff inside of it that takes you back to your childhood. And again, as I stated, I did this for the young folk because they said they had nothing that they can identify with or recognize. And I said, well, I'll make sure that I got something for you guys the next time I come out. And I did. But I had this book written back in 1996. And This book was already written, just laying around. Like I said, I have a lot of work, and this is my work, and it is copyrighted, all that good stuff. So, with that being said, I'm gonna close this bad boy out. You guys, please, like I say, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I haven't done one of these in a while. Been really, really busy. And, continue to support the work. And I do appreciate these books they're sold on Amazon, Barnes & Noble's Books A Million, BAM, Ingram. Just type in L.A.Kendrick books. You'll see all my work pop up. And in fact, the second book that came out that's attached to this part, the second book, it's it's my #1 seller, my best seller. So again, the stories just keep coming. I'm going to keep these stories coming as long as you guys are interested. And again, I just want to make sure that I do my part and give back, right, to the community, to the youth, and tell solid stories that are original. And with that being said, make sure you check the dark recesses of your home. Make sure you check your closets. Make sure that if you work late into the night or early into the mornings, the wee hours of the morning, where there's limited light and little visibility, make sure you come out and you check your surroundings. Check under your car, check inside of your car, because you absolutely never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A.Kendrick with another tale from the vault of Would You Dare. You guys fill in the rest.